In today's video, we'll be looking at Saturn, the General Motors brand that survived for only 25 years. From humble compact cars designed to take on the influx of Japanese cars hitting the United States in the 1980s, to selling rebadged Opel models prior to General Motors' bankruptcy of 2009 that led to the Saturn brand being killed off. The Saturn company came to be in 1985, following a $5 billion investment from General Motors. It was the first new car brand for General Motors since it had acquired Chevrolet back in 1918. 1990 saw Saturn release its first model, the S-Series. Built in Tennessee, the model to General Motors was partially about bringing a new American-built compact car to the market, but priorities had been for new manufacturing techniques to be used, techniques that General Motors was hoping would be used throughout its other car brands. The S-Series used plastic body panels that were fitted to a metal frame. They were rust and dent-proof, as well as being simpler to build in the new, highly automated factory. From 4 p.m, the Tennessee factory staff would go home while the factory independently put cars together on an automated production line throughout the night. The S-Series used a new 1.9-litre four-cylinder engine. It was one of the most economical cars available in the United States, a far cry from the large V6s and V8s that General Motors' other brands were using at the time. It was also a very well-priced model, undercutting the Toyota Corolla and Honda Civic by roughly $1,000. 1994 was the most successful year in Saturn's history, with 286,000 models being sold. It was also their first profitable year. In 1995, Saturn sold its 1 millionth car, and then in 1996, Saturn was chosen as the company to lease General Motors' new electric car, the GM EV1. In 1999, Saturn launched its second ever model, the L-Series. It used the same platform as the Saab 93, 95 and the Vauxhall Vectra. It was a mid-size model that used a 2.2-litre four-cylinder or V6 engine. It was not a sales success, with Saturn pulling the plug on production in 2004, with only 400,000 being built in total. In 2001, Saturn released the View, a compact SUV that was related to the Chevrolet Equinox and the Pontiac Torrent. It came available with a 2.2-litre four-cylinder, a pair of V6 options, as well as a hybrid. The second generation was released in 2007. This one was simply a rebadged Opel Antara that was assembled in Mexico. It did, however, retain the hybrid option. In 2002, Saturn launched the Ion, a compact car to replace the S-Series. It came available as a saloon or four-door coupe. It was related to the Chevrolet Cobalt and the Opel Astra. It was available with a range of four-cylinder engines. It was also the last model to be built at the original Tennessee plant. 2006 saw the launch of the Saturn Sky, a sports roadster closely related to the Pontiac Solstice and the Opel GT. It came available with either a 2.4-litre naturally aspirated or 2-litre turbocharged engine. The top-spec Redline model, fitted with a 2-litre turbo, had 260 horsepower and could hit 60 in 5.2 seconds. At this point, General Motors had an issue with the Saturn brand. It had started out as an innovative, zero-haggle brand that had a bright outlook, but had morphed into a watered-down, low-profit company that included a range of products closely related to other General Motors products. Worse still, a large quantity of customers were already customers for General Motors, meaning the Saturn brand wasn't bringing any new customers to General Motors itself. In 2007, to save on production costs, Saturn ended production of the Ion and instead started selling rebadged versions of other General Motors products. This included the Saturn Outlook, a full-size SUV that was simply a rebadged GMC Acadia, the Saturn Aura that was simply a close relation of the Chevrolet Malibu and Vauxhall Vectra, and the Saturn Astra, a 3-door coupe or 5-door hatchback that was sold in Europe as either the Vauxhall or Opel Astra. However, these products were short-lived, as in 2009, General Motors went bankrupt, following government bailouts and a reconstructed business plan. In 2010, General Motors killed off the Saturn, Pontiac, Hummer and Saab brands. General Motors had planned to sell a rebadged version of the Opel Insignia as the second-generation Saturn Aura. But following the demise of Saturn, this model went on to be branded as the Buick Regal.